every day I was
I
either being
get it.
choked or strangled or hit or, verbally abused or, and
Threats against your
we lived with
life.
a sister. Yeah, abuse continues. I'm pregnant with our son. I honestly, I feel like it got worse while I was pregnant. I was strangled almost every other day. Um, Eventually ended up going into labor. And I remember distinctively him getting mad at me because I needed to go to the hospital because I knew I
Mm,
was in labor. He had left for 2 weeks. Actually, he was hanging out with his buddy who was a drug dealer. And I called him. I said, listen, like I'm having contractions. You know what I mean? I'm having contractions for the last couple days. I don't know when you're coming home, but this baby is coming at some point, right? And so eventually he ends up coming back, um, with some story that apparently he got pepper sprayed and, drug deal gone back, whatever it was, right?
mm-hmm.
During my pregnancy, I was sober and, ended up going to the hospital, and he was actually getting mad at me for going to because he would use me needing to go to the hospital for some sort of pain medication for me being in labor. He was trying to turn that around and call me an addict at that point because, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? For this whole 9 months that I was pregnant and sober, you know what I mean? I really seen how ugly the drugs were, right? Like, at that point, I was just like, mentally, I was just done. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't want anything to do with it anymore. It wasn't doing anything for me anymore. And so I really was watching the ugliness of the drug take a hold of him, especially when he'd be up for 3 or 4 days and then the
Mm-hmm.
psychosis would hit. And then, the abuse would start, right?